summer vacation. This is the first in a series of E.J. Productions. E first because it's my tape recorder, and J because he's got the guitar. We decided we wanted to go to Colorado. We started out 2 hours late. Now, it was a long trip across Kansas. You might know there isn't anything in Kansas. And to set the mood for you, listen to a little traveling music here. Well, we traveled and traveled and traveled and traveled and traveled and traveled some more, and traveled and traveled and traveled and traveled, and then swapped drivers. And then we traveled some more, and more, and more, and more. Your turn, Jay. And more. That's how much we traveled. We pulled in, got a campsite, didn't like it, got another. Well, we commenced to set up the tent, unload the motorcycles, the important stuff, you know. Excuse me while I eat a sour cherry. They're sour. Well, we cut up some firewood. Gonna make a big fire. Then we went grocery shopping. You ever seen two dudes never been in a grocery store before? Quite exciting. Yes, quite. He squeaks those strings a lot too, doesn't he? Well, we went grocery shopping on a couple motorcycles. Not in the store, you understand. Well, we went down the aisles and got one of these, two of those, three of those, and a half dozen of the other. Had to get a couple boxes to put them in, and on the way home, the boxes fell apart. Just about. That music was the high point. That goes along with the just about. Well, we got back and got our food all situated. And then it was time for serious business. Took off on motorcycles and went to the Garden of the Gods. We climbed over, under, around, and through, and over and under, and around, and through again. On the rocks. Well, this got boring after a while, so we decided we'd go exploring. Found some old abandoned train tunnels. Well, we tried to get there on a motorcycle, and it just wouldn't do. So we had to leave them behind. We went climbing up the mountain, nearly died, couldn't breathe. And then some shaggy, nasty dude carrying a stick, I think you'd call him a hippie, met us. And we went for a little walk. And we went through about 114 tunnels. Some tunnel music, Jack. She was a level-headed dancer on the dirty alcohol, and I was just a soldier on my way to Montreal. Well, she pressed the check and left me down the jukebox, and the crack on the back of the neck, inside the works store. Go up the TV, go bring the paper, woo! Go to the garden, into my home. Man, I never got it, feeling like a picture, try finding it on your own. Well, you might be wondering how that got to be cave music. Well, you understand that the J part of EJ Productions is kind of corny. Plus, he didn't have much notice. Well, as I said, we were walking through the tunnels, and the hippie dude left us, and we were kind of wondering if he took our motorcycles or not. But we got back and he didn't. Luckily, because I left my key in mine. Oh, by the way, where we were motorcycling, you weren't supposed to be. Well, we came back to camp, and that hiking just plumb wore us out. So we were just going to sit around a little bit, and a couple hours later we woke up. Well, we were both sitting around not knowing what to do. We really didn't want to do anything. We hurt all over. So we commenced to talk each other into going to the Cave of the Winds. Let's hear it for the Cave of the Winds. Yay! Wow! It was far out. And while we were up there, they started a fireworks show over the city. Fireworks show was far out. It was even neat.
Now, this is the better half of EJ Enterprise, or whatever it's called. After doing the first part of the tape, we decided to self-destruct ourselves in 10 seconds. But the opinion came up if we self-destructed, it would be no more EJ Enterprise. We aborted the idea, and we shall go on producing fine entertainment pieces as the one we're listening to now. At the moment, we are listening to a helicopter fly over by, watching Ed burn his tennis shoes in the fire, and smelling the burnt rubber. Exciting. I don't know if my heart can take it. But tomorrow promises to be another thrilling day of action-packed adventure of the thrills of the ups and downs of Colorado. That's no pun intended. So we shall be back tomorrow night, same time, same station, probably same tape and tape recorder, same guitar, and probably some of the same corny junk we used tonight. So until then, this is DJ Enterprises signing off.
Well, hello again. Today is tomorrow. What I mean by that is what you just heard was yesterday. We're back again, EJ Productions. We decided to go to the Royal Gorge, so we got on our motorcycles and we started traveling. Now some traveling music. Well, we were doing just fine. We didn't know it, but we missed our turnoff. Went about 10 miles down the wrong highway, headed towards Texas. Suddenly it came to our mind, so we turned around and came back. And we became a terrible tragedy. One of the motorcycles broke. A little bolt broke. And the brake wouldn't work anymore. Well, we managed to find some bolts and some wire, and we hooked it together. Made do, but there was no back brake. We went on the Royal Gorge. Found the right highway, by the way. Well, just as we were getting there, I told Jay, I don't want to go. I'll be scared. And so we just walked around, got off the cycles when we got there, and just walked around hanging over the edge. I couldn't hardly do it. Well, we finally got brave and walked across. Yeah, we. Us. Well, I was kind of in the middle of the bridge, and Jay was along the edge. Well, we got all the way over there, okay, we lived. The bridge didn't break. Of course, then we had to come back to the motorcycles. My knees were real shaky. And I didn't feel so good, but Jay was having a good time. We decided to get the motorcycles now. We'll hop on the motorcycles and we start back across the bridge again. This time I didn't mind it. Somehow I felt a little more secure. I figured if the bridge collapsed, I could just step on the engine a little bit and go ring all the way to the bottom. Well, now it was time to come back home. This is traveling music again. doing pretty good, except my motorcycle couldn't hardly go fast. I go real fast downhill and real slow uphill. We had to keep riding on the shoulder to let all the VWs by. That's how slow we were going. It was a real pretty ride, down through the mountains, over the hills, through the valleys. It was the foothills. Well, when we got back to town, we started looking for motorcycle shops to find the real, genuine parts to a motorcycle. But they were all closed. Isn't it sad? Let's hear how sad it was. It was that sad. I'm going to do a little chair squeaking for you here now. That's just so you know what it was, because I know you've been hearing it all over.